That long stare your baby gives you, the one where they lock on and just won't look away. Most parents think it's nothing. It might be one of the clearest early signs of a seriously sharp little brain. And it's just the first of 7. So today I'm going to walk you through 7 little behaviors that researchers have linked to strong early brain development. And here's the twist. Some of them are the exact things you might have been worrying about. The fussiness, the not sleeping, the getting bored with every toy in the house. By the end of this, I think you're going to see all of it completely differently. Stay with me, because number 7 is the most stunning one of all, and your baby may have already done it in their very first week of life. But first, one thing I need you to hold on to the whole way through. This is not a test. If your baby does all 7, wonderful. If they do 1, also wonderful. Every baby runs on their own clock, and not showing one of these signs doesn't mean a single thing is missing. These are just little windows into how that incredible brain is working. Okay, let's look. Number 1. They stare at things for a long, long time. Not just at you, at the ceiling fan, at a patch of light on the wall, at the pattern on your shirt. They lock on and they do not let go. Researchers have a name for this: visual fixation, and there's something fascinating buried in it. One developmental researcher spent years studying how long babies hold their gaze on something and found a real link between that and how their thinking skills measured up years down the line. Here's why. When your baby stares like that, they're not zoning out. They're working. They're taking the thing apart with their eyes, mapping it, figuring out how it fits into the world. Every second of that stare, connections are firing and locking into place. The longer they lock on, the harder that little brain is actually working. So the next time your baby goes still and studies something forever, you're not watching nothing happen. You're watching them think. Number 2. They get bored of toys incredibly fast. You buy the new toy. They're into it for about 90 seconds. Then it's flung aside. Done. Next. And every parent reads that as a problem. Too fussy, too hard to please. It's often the opposite. Researchers call this rapid habituation. And here's the surprising part. Babies who lose interest quickly have, in some studies, gone on to score higher on thinking and learning later on. Why? Because boredom is a finish line. Your baby got bored fast because their brain already squeezed everything it could out of that toy, and now it's asking, what's next? They're not being difficult. They finished the lesson early, and they're hungry for the next one. And if this is already changing how you see your baby, do me a quick favor and subscribe. Every week we get into the hidden stuff going on inside your baby's mind. Real science, told simply, no overwhelm. I'd love for you to come back for more. Number 3. They notice absolutely everything. A door clicks and they flinch. The light's a touch too bright and they squint and fuss. A scratchy tag, a new texture, and they are not having it. Maybe someone's told you your baby is too sensitive, and maybe you've quietly worried about it. Here's another way to see it. A baby like this may simply be taking in more of the world, second by second, than other babies. Every sound, every shift of light, every texture, it's all pouring in, and that little nervous system is working overtime to process the lot. They're not fragile, they're tuned way up. That sensitivity you've been worrying about may be one of the clearest signs of a brain that's wide, wide open to the world. And the answer was never to toughen them up. It's just to give them calm, gentle spaces to process everything they're soaking in. Number 4. They reach for your face. Not your hair, not your fingers, your face. Your eyes, your nose, your mouth. Little hands patting and exploring like they're trying to memorize you. And this one is so much bigger than it looks. When your baby studies your face up close like that, they may be firing up the part of the brain tied to understanding other people, reading feelings, picking up language, connecting. It's the machinery of empathy itself switching on. So when those tiny hands map your face, they're not just playing. They're learning the single most important thing a human ever learns: how to connect with another person. And they're learning it from you. Number 5. They're wide awake and intensely alert. You know this one. It's the middle of the night, you are running on fumes, and your baby is lying there with huge open eyes, scanning the room like they're trying to solve it. When they're awake, they are really awake, switched on, drinking it all in. Now, I want to be careful here because sleep matters enormously for a growing brain, and a baby who sleeps a lot is doing beautifully too. That's their brain building hard behind the scenes. So this was never about needing less sleep. But that intense, almost electric alertness when they are awake, that's a brain that's greedy for input. Every waking minute, it's pulling in everything within reach. They're not restless for no reason. They're awake because, to them, there is just so much to see. Number 6. They babble like they're actually talking to you. Watch closely next time. It's not just random noise. They make a sound, then they stop. They look right at you, and they wait, like it's your turn. Then the second you answer, off they go again. Researchers have a lovely name for this: proto-conversation. And babies who fall into this back and forth rhythm early may have the language part of their brain running ahead of the clock. Because that pause, that little wait for you, that's the whole shape of a conversation, years before they have a single word. Your baby isn't making noise at you, they're talking with you. So talk back, hold the rhythm. You're having one of the first real conversations of their whole life. Number 7. And this is the one. They copy your face, sometimes in their very first days. You smile. A beat later, they smile. You lift your eyebrows, theirs lift too. You poke your tongue out, and out comes that tiny tongue right back at you. And here's what stops researchers in their tracks. For a newborn just days old to watch your face, understand that it's a face, and then send the very same signal back using their own body, that's not a simple reflex. That's the most advanced part of the human brain, already awake, already watching, already reaching out to copy the people it loves. Think about that for a second. Before they can even hold their own head up, they're already studying you and answering you back. That's how early the wanting to connect begins. So let's run them back one more time. Long, locked-in staring, getting bored of toys fast, noticing everything, reaching for your face, bright, intense alertness, babbling like a real conversation, and copying your expressions early. If your baby does even a few of these, you may be watching something pretty extraordinary unfold right there in your arms. But here's the part I most want you to keep, and it's the part that takes all the pressure off. Your job was never to make your baby smarter, not with flashcards, not with fancy toys, not with the right video. Because every bit of research keeps pointing back to the same quiet truth. The single most powerful thing for a developing mind isn't a product. It's a person. It's you, your face, your voice, the way you answer them. That's what's building that brain, more than anything money could ever buy. This is exactly the kind of thing we explore every week on this channel. The real psychology behind what your baby is doing, told in a way that actually makes sense. If you want to keep understanding your baby on this level, the real level, subscribe and stay with us. Because their little mind is even more incredible than you realize. So whether your baby just showed you all 7 of these or only one, hear this clearly. There is nothing you need to fix and nothing you're behind on. That brain is unfolding exactly the way it's meant to, and it's unfolding because you're there. You are already giving them the one thing that matters most. So tell me down below, which of these 7 has your baby done? I read every single one.